case you're wondering why I haven't uploaded any videos recently, this is what it's like outside my house right now. They're working on the water mains, and so it's noisy. I've been trying, I swear. Hey, it's been a minute. Kia ora. Welcome. If you can hear banging in the background, it's my washing machine. Couldn't explain to you why the pipes go bang. I realized after doing a few videos that I'm really bad at introducing myself in the beginning, so I'm Melissa. You can call me Melissa. Don't call me Mel, please. I've been trying to wean people off of calling me Mel, and it's not been very successful. Or you can call me Choco, Chocopigu, whatever. My username, I feel like I want to explain it because it's kind of fun. I went through a phase of like playing and replaying and getting all of the achievements on Final Fantasy 15. And there's a bit in the game, and I might put a clip in, where Prompto says my hair does not look like a chocobo butt.
What do you say, Prompto?
My hair does not look like a chocobo butt!
So, chocobo, pigu is butt in Chinese. I have a pretty substantial stack of books here. There are actually 3 stacks of books for my March TBR. I'm not sure how I'm going to tackle them. I have read, I think, 3 books so far this month already. Today's the 8th. I'm filming this a little bit late. I didn't do any videos in February because I wasn't feeling well for the whole month. It was really bad. I'm still a bit, I was struggling a lot with chronic fatigue. I got COVID. It was a whole thing. And I'm still a bit recovering from that. My muscles and joints are really sore, and it's a thing. It's a whole thing. We won't go into it. Right, the TBR. I haven't read much over the last few days because I haven't been in the mood. I read a little bit, but I just haven't been in the mood. I had to take my medication, a medication that I don't have to take every day, and I feel a little bit, but it's fine. I had to turn on the light too because it was kind of dark in here because we're getting into autumn in New Zealand now, and it's just kind of poopy, but humid. My son just turned the shower on, so if you heard that noise, all the noises today. Oh, I shaved my head. I just realized, I think the last video, because in February I uploaded a short, and I uploaded a TikTok that I posted of me cutting my hair. But since then I've shaved it. And now the question is, do I keep it shaved because I really like having my head shaved, or do I grow it out? And honestly, a combination of laziness and impulsiveness will decide that. But I'm enjoying this. It's already grown out a little bit. I did that, and some dandruff fell. Ugh. I just showered, so I haven't moisturized or anything yet. I probably should have done that before I hit go on the camera. Anyway, I think I've talked long enough. Let's get into the TBR for March. So we'll talk about my readathons first because I'm doing Bookymon for starters, which is the year-long readathon. Reading with Merb, Meredith, is hosting it. I'm not going to go too deeply into it. I will link the Bookymon introduction video that Meredith uploaded. I'll put links to all the readathons in the thing anyway, so that it's chill. But maybe I shouldn't be filming. No, my brain's gone. We'll get there. We'll do it. We can do this. I feel like if I don't upload a video now, I just never will upload a video ever again. And I've enjoyed uploading videos. I've enjoyed doing this, so I need to do it. Readathons, Bookymon. I'm also doing Roll of Reads this month, which is with a book friend named Mel. I'm not going to do a separate video, standalone video on Roll of Reads. I might do it next year, but I just have too many things going on this year to do too many videos. But I am reading for Roll of Reads. There is a Bookymon that you can get if you do the Roll of Reads. I'm also doing Realmathon, which is just kind of as I go. Pretty much every book I read this month, I'll put in for readathon, which is by Covers with Cassidy. If you see me looking over there, it's because my laptop's over there, and it's got a list of all of the books and all of the readathons that they apply to. And when I say there's like an insane number of books on my list this month, I really do mean it. There's 2 more readathons that I'm doing. I'm doing Backlist Readathon this month, which is from Jacqueline. I'll link it down below as well. And it's taking place from, oh no, today's the 9th. I said earlier it's the 8th. It was the 8th yesterday. So Backlist Readathon started yesterday, and I've barely read for it. So I have a list of books that I'm reading for Backlist Readathon. I'm going to do an individual video for that. This is just the TBR. So Backlist Readathon I'm doing a vlog for. And then I'm also going to do, I'm doing the Library of Dragons, Chapter 1. And I'm going to do a video reading my Chapter 1 books for Library of Dragons. Library of Dragons is a D&D inspired readathon from Books to Ashes. I don't know how interesting I'm doing. My brain really isn't in it today. Maybe I shouldn't film now. It's fine, we can do this. Anyway, we'll start off with the TBR. I'm just looking at the list and looking at the stack of books next to me, and I'm like, oh no. Anyway, we'll start with my NetGalley arcs. So I have 2 NetGalley arcs at the moment. I've got The Eyes of the Best Part by Monica Kim. I have just started reading it. I'm about 10 pages into it. I started reading it last night in bed and then I fell asleep. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm reading that for the Backlist Readathon. I think the first prompt was, the prompt for it was a book that's hyped on social media. And this is an arc. But I keep seeing people that I follow on YouTube reading it and really, really enjoying it. And I was like, I need this. I saw the cover for it and I was like, yep, sold. So I went on NetGalley and I was lucky enough to get approved for an arc. And I'm really excited to finish this book. The other arc that I have is called Medusa of the Roses. And that's by Naveed Senaki. I'll put the cover here anyway. I'm reading that for my monthly Bookimon. The prompt for that is a book that you know nothing about. And I don't know anything about this book. I saw the name, Medusa of the Roses. I applied for it and I got it. I haven't actually read the synopsis or anything. It's just sitting on my NetGalley shelf waiting for me to read it. And I'm really excited to. Now, books I've already read this month. I read A Study in Drowning. I think I finished it on like the first or the second. I read it pretty much in one sitting. Really, really enjoyed it. A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. I got it out from the library. I don't have it on me, unfortunately, but really, really, really enjoyed that. I don't want to talk about it too much. I feel like it's been everywhere, but I've been really enjoying Ava Reid's writing. So I can't remember what her other book is called. I think it's called The Wolf and the Woodsman, but I might be thinking of a different author. I sometimes get Ava Reid and Alex E. Harrow mixed up in my head, but I know that Alex E. Harrow did like Starling House. The one with the witches that I read in December. Yeah, anyway. So there's that. I also read a book called Audition by Pip Adam, who is a New Zealand author. I could not begin to describe Audition to you even if I tried. Honestly, it was such an odd little book. It's only like 200 pages long or something, and it's about a spaceship called the Audition, and on the ship are some giants, and the giants have grown so big that they're wedged into parts of the ship and they're having conversations with each other. And it was so interesting. It was so weird, but it was really, really good. And I need to get a physical copy because I just got it out from the library. It was the Wellington City Library book club book for this month. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm trying to read more New Zealand authors as well. So success on that one. I have also read Tiny Moons A Year of Eating in Shanghai, Nina Mingya Powell's. I should have looked up the tones for Mingya. I didn't, but I should have, so that I could pronounce her middle name properly. Anyway, yeah, so this was really, really, really good. I've been enjoying Nina's writing. She's another New Zealand author. She is half Malaysian Chinese. I really enjoy reading books by authors from New Zealand who are mixed Asian, because I'm mixed Asian, and it just, I don't know, makes me feel cozy. I find the reads really, really interesting. A lot of the experiences are really, really similar, you know. She's in here talking about her year spent in Shanghai and like what she ate and what she got up to, and it was just really, 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 it was just a nice read. I'm not going to talk about this too much because I think I'm going to buy Nina's books. I think she's got 3, because I also read last month her poetry book Magnolia, Mulan, and really, really enjoyed that too. So I want to get her books and actually do a dedicated video on these and like sort of thoughts on being like mixed race and stuff, because I was writing a lot of notes and things, and I really enjoyed this and really enjoyed Mulan as well. So yeah, I read this. It was great. It was a wonderful, wonderful book. I also reread recently Iron Widow. I really enjoy Iron Widow. I own this as an ebook, and as I went when I was rereading, I sort of annotated it. Now I'm going through again slowly and adding in all my annotations from the ebook and tabbing everything as I go. I just enjoy this book. I don't think it's the most well-written thing ever. It is YA, and I'm not that big on YA. I've been getting more into it again, but this book is a fun time. It's a really, really fun time. And when I first read this book, I had a teacher in high school who suggested, because I kind of struggled a bit with creative writing and like figuring out how I wanted to write stuff and how to make things sound like they were my voice. And he suggested pulling passages from my favorite books and writing them in my style, or writing them in a way that I would like articulate those things, how I would get those messages across. And I kind of started thinking that way reading this book, not because I think I can write it better, but because some of the ideas in this and thoughts that I had in this, I was kind of thinking more on, and I was like, how would I elaborate this? And I started writing notes that way. So yeah, something else that I'm going to do, because at the moment I'm just highlighting and putting in like quick silly little notes and things, but I actually have like longer notes on the ebook that I'm going to put on post-its and stick in here as well, because it'd be cool to have them all in the book. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that, and it's something I would like to try and do more. I've been trying to get back into writing. I used to enter a lot of writing competitions and stuff, so maybe that's something that I can do this year. But yeah, Iron Widow. Just finished reading Iron Widow. Books that I'm going to read right now. I have a small stack here. These are all for the backlist. Oh my god. These are all for the backlist readathon. Obviously, I've just said I'm reading The Eyes of the Best Part as the first book for the backlist readathon, because that's an e-arc. And I read ebooks differently than I read regular books. So ebooks I will usually just read in bed. So I'm not going to necessarily finish that before I start reading other stuff. It's just going to kind of be there, and I'm going to read it in the background of everything else. But the next book on that list is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I read the introduction this morning. I've been really interested in Toni Morrison. This is the first Toni Morrison that I'm ever going to read, and I'm really excited about it. I'm using this for my Pokemon prompt for Volcanic Rock, which is a book that's a buddy read or a book club read. There's a book club on Fable that's reading this that I'm a part of. Either this for that prompt or Night Bitch, which I have as an ebook. But I don't know if I'll be able to get around to reading Night Bitch, so probably this. For the backlist readathon, the prompt for this is a book with an even number of pages. This has an even number of pages, so I'm reading that. The next book on the backlist readathon is The Collected Regrets of Clover by Mickey Brummer. They're either an Australian author or a New Zealand author. I can't remember. I just know that they were listed at a bookstore that I went to recently as a local author, and that could mean New Zealand or Australia. I don't know. Does it say? Is there anything about the author in here? She's Australian. There we are. She's from Tasmania. Collected Regrets of Clover I'm also using for a Roll of Reads prompt. I couldn't tell you what that prompt is off the top of my head. I didn't write them down on here. The backlist readathon as well. The backlist readathon prompt I'm reading this for is a Goodreads nominee or winner. I think this was nominated last year for fiction. So I'm really looking forward to reading this as well. Next book is Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. I actually forgot that I had this on hold at the library. These are mostly library books. I have 24 library books out at the moment, which is getting terrible. After this month, after I've gotten through this lot, I want to try and control the number of books that I put on hold, the number of books that I have out, because I'm driving myself insane. Days at the Morisaki Bookshop I had on hold. It came in. I forgot that I had it on hold. Looking forward to reading it. It's just a little one. This I've put on there as a 5-star prediction. I really want to read you guys the blurbs on the back of these books, but as soon as I start reading something that's like reading something aloud that's written down, I can't talk. My mouth stops working, and I've tried before in previous videos to do this, and I just cannot do it. So I apologize, but this is a 5-star prediction for me. I'm really looking forward to reading this week. Next one would be Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. This has been on my TBR for a really long time, and I just haven't gotten to it. My cat's in the window. I'm just going to go let him in. Buddy. Come here. Here's the boy. Mwah. You can go back over there now. Sorry. He'll sit behind me. We're on the couch. I'm sitting sideways on the couch. Facing the window because the light's really bad, and clearly it's not helping. I've got the lights on as well. Do you want to be here or not? I'm going to be holding up books and talking. Are you sure? You scratch me. There he is. Anyway, Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. I've been looking forward to reading for a while. I believe I've got this on for Booking as one of the retellings. And it's on backlist readathon. Can't find it on my list. It's on my backlist readathon because it's the highest rated book on my TBR. And by my TBR, I mean the books that I have on me at the moment. He scratched me. He didn't mean to, but... yeah, for the highest rated on my TBR, I think this had like 4.5 stars. Everything else is less than that. See ya. And I've also got this on a Roll of Reads prompt as well. But again, I can't remember what any of the Roll of Reads, what any of the prompts are that I rolled. Next is City of Brass. This is the last one on the backlist readathon list. I was supposed to read this in January, and I never got around to it. So I returned it to the library, and then I put it back on hold again, and now I have it. I've been looking forward to reading this for such a long time, but I don't usually read series. I find with series that I sometimes will read one book or two books, and then I'll forget that I'm reading the series, and then I'll never ever finish it. And then I find if a series goes more than 3 books, I'm not really interested. I prefer standalone books, but we'll see how I go with this, because I think this is also a series. And of course, Iron Widow, the sequel, is coming out. Sorry, my cut is scratchy. It's itchy. Oh, sorry, my pillow's in the way. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading City of Brass. I've gotten this out from the library again. This, I believe I'm doing for, oh my god, this is a nightmare. This video is just a mess. I don't even know how I'm going to edit this. City of Brass. Pokemon Magic Wand. I think this one is the one with a fairy. No, this is the one with wishes. This has a djinn in it. I'm really, really looking forward to this because I feel like it's going to be a different style of fantasy. And I really struggle a little bit with fantasy lately because I got to this point where I've read so much sort of classic style fantasy that I'm like, oh, I've read this already. When I start reading a new one, I don't know. When you start getting into fantasies that are sort of like same, Poppy War has kind of gotten me back into fantasy a little bit, and I quite enjoy The Priory of the Orange Tree. I have mixed feelings about it though, because I felt like it was kind of too long, but also not long enough. Think of that what you will. It was one of those things. Too many pages, but also not enough information, I guess. I still need to read the other book in that series. Anyway, sidetracked. Pokemon Magic Wand for Backlist Readathon. This is a book that I've borrowed multiple times, but I haven't read yet. So there's that. That's the last of those. That's the last of the backlist ones. Oh, God. So yeah. Backlist readathon. And again, I'm doing an individual. Oh my God. You know what? They can stay up here. I'm doing a separate video on Backlist Readathon, a reading vlog for that. I'm swelling up. I'm allergic to him, but I love him too much to get rid of him. I will never get rid of that boy. All right, next on the reading list. And these are sort of more or less in order of like when they need to go back to the library. I'm gonna try and read as many of these before their due dates as I can. If they have to go back to the library and I can get them out again, that's fine. If they need to be renewed, that's also fine. But anything that has holds in place that I can't renew, I'm focusing on first so that I can try and get them read so that I can return them on time. So I don't have to put them on hold again. I have this many library books purely because I abused the hold system. And they all come in at the same time. I go to return like 2 books and then it turns out there's 6 more on the shelf waiting for me. Anyway, next on my list is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. I'm trying to read more Black authors. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. This actually sounds really, really good. It is about mermaids. It's about mermaids. This I'm also using for a Pokemon retelling. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I must be. This must be on that list. I think it's on there for the book for a Pokemon retelling. I can't remember, but I don't have any readathons written down for it over there. I'm pretty sure it's down for a retelling. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this. And then we've got Women Eating by Claire Coda. This also is not for any readathons. If these match like Pokemon prompts, then I'm just going to do them as I go. That's kind of disgusting, isn't it? I love it. Really looking forward to reading this. I'm trying to zip through these because I don't want this video to be too fucking long. Vasta Wilds. I have been looking forward to for ages. And the reason I've been looking forward to it is because they used to be books in Bow. Willow. Willow Talks Books, I think the channel is called, reviewed this and absolutely loved it, and I have found that Willow and I have very similar tastes in book. So I'm really looking forward to reading the Vasta Wilds. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books are for the Library of Dragons readathon for chapter 1 of their storyline. Again, I've got that listed, like, I'll link it down underneath. So yeah, we've got The Hobbit. Bookmark is a lie. It's just sitting in there because there's a bunch of stuff. Like I'm thinking, when I annotate and tab books, I don't usually have like a color coding system. There's one tab in here from one thing I already knew I wanted to tab and I knew where the page was. I don't usually color code my tabs. I kind of tab like this as I go. And I don't I'm not very specific about it. Because usually I find when I go back to a book to find a specific thing, I end up rereading it anyway. But with this, I want to try and actually tab it. So I've got my poems and songs, good character bits, world building, and good quotes. And I can add more as I go if I want to. I'm going to be doing the same thing with the Lord of the Rings trilogy because I just want to try tabbing that way. I'm not used to tabbing that way. I've never done it before. So yeah, we've got The Hobbit. The first book for Library of Dragons, I believe, needed to be... Did it need to have... I think it had to have a dragon on the cover, and it needed to have, like, colours. So the colours on this book will be the colour of the dragon that I have for Legend of the Dragons. Oh, you can watch the video if you're interested in it. I can't remember what any of the prompts are, but I'm going to do an individual video while I read these anyway. Next book on that list is Ember in the Ashes. It's my second book for the Library of Dragons. I keep wanting to say Legend of Dragons, so if I fuck that up, I'm sorry. Just pretend I said library. For Library of Dragons, this is another first one in the series that I've picked up a few series that I want to try and get through. I have the whole series of one series. I have the sequel for this here as well. By Saba Tahir. I've been really looking forward to this. People rave about this book and I have FOMO, so I'm gonna read it. And I'm trying to get more into fantasy again. The next on the Library of Dragons list is Gideon the Ninth, which I planned on reading last month, ended up having to renew because I just didn't have the time. Turns out too that this is a New Zealand author, which is great. So I can tick off another New Zealand author, and I've been really looking forward to this. I've been hearing really good things about it, so I'm excited to read that. Next on the list for Legend... ow. My cuticle. For Library of Dragons is Boulder by Eva Baltazar, and I've been really looking forward to this. This is mostly on there just so that I can have a shorter book. Yeah, I really want to read this. This is sapphic. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about these books because I'm going to vlog throughout this month. So some of these are going to end up in vlogs. Next on the list for Library of Dragons, I still can't say it. First pot. Why do I want to say legend so much? Library of Dragons is, these are actually plays. Harurumai by Briar Grace Smith and Strange Resting Places by Paolo Rotondo and Bob Mokaraka. So really looking forward to that. There are the playwrights. I know the prompt for this one because it's kind of silly. It's just a book that you've had for ages and you haven't read yet. I would have bought this back in 2014 or something when I was doing my English literature degree. And I was supposed to read this for my English literature degree. And then I ended up changing papers. So I never read it. So I'm going to. And this, of course, is New Zealand authors, New Zealand playwrights again. Next book on the Library of Dragons is Torture Gates of the Night, which I'm not going to look at the blurb for because this is the second book after Ember in the Ashes. I don't even know what the... Oh, it's literally just an Ember in the Ashes novel. Yeah. So I'm going to read that as well, but obviously I have to read an Ember in the Ashes first. And then I have Harrow the Ninth, which I believe these don't necessarily need to be read in order, but I'm not sure. I'm going to read them in order anyway, but I have None of the Ninth. I have None of the Ninth over there as well. I have Harrow the Ninth here as well for that. Those are all my Library of Dragons books. I'm just rearranging because I'm running out of space on my little table. I have another stack of books to go through as well, and it's a kind of big stack. I'm gonna cry. There's so many. Yeah, so those are all of my Library of Dragons books. My final stack of books, we've gone through 2 stacks. We've got another stack of 9 books here, it looks like. These aren't sort of prompt specific. One of them I don't even actually have to read because I've already read it before. I look so tired today. The Astonishing Colour of After by Emily X.R. Pan. This, I don't actually know anything about this, but I know that it's about a half Taiwanese, half white character. Insane. So I want to read it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I've had this out from the library for a while, and if I don't get to it this month, then I'm probably not going to read it. Yeah, I think this is a YA as well. Next on my list is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. This is another first one in a series. I'm starting a lot of series this month. I don't know how that's going to go. I can't remember why I picked this up either. It was mentioned by someone and I was like, I'll read that. And so I got it out from the library. I think I actually went to the library that day, found it, and got it out. Yeah, this is a Japanese-inspired book. I don't know. Yeah, that's on my list. Shadow of the Fox. I don't think that this one is on any prompt lists. It's not. Next is Bunny, and then, again, these are all in order of like when I have to return them. These are all due at some point in March. Bunny by Mona Awad. I have read this already. I got the ebook out from Libby. Now I've gotten out the hard copy from the library because I wanted to reread it. I read it in December, I think. Patron Saints of Nothing by Randy Ribeye. Ribeye makes more sense in my head because there's only one B. This, again, is not on any prompt lists. I don't think any of these from now on are on any prompt lists for readathons. I'm just going to kind of, if they fit Pokemon prompts, I'll put them on there. If I've finished Chapter 1 of Library of Dragons and these fit the side quest prompts, then I'll put them on the side quest prompts. Yeah, Patron Saints of Nothing. Again, I saw someone talking about it, so I got it out. I don't know what to say about it. We've also got Year of the Reaper by Marcia Lucier. Lucia? There's the name. There is a big ol' Morningstar, I think that's called. No, is a Morningstar the one that's on a chain, or is that just called a flail? I think this is a Morningstar. I can't remember weapons. Again, I don't actually know what this book is about. I just really liked the name. It popped up on my library app and I was like, yeah, I want that. So I got it. Nona the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. Again, I just want to read all of these. So I got it. Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I saw a bunch of people talking about this and I thought it sounded nice. So I've decided to read it. My library does, sometimes the library will have these green pieces of paper in them where people can write comments about the book. And there are 2 comments in here. One says, good fun, with a smiley face and some stars drawn next to it. And the other note says, a cozy, warm and fun read. And I think I could do with a cozy, warm and fun read. So I got that out. Next is a bit random because I think, like, is this a romantasy book? I actually don't know. I got Feybound out from the library. I think the only book on the stack on the table, like I own Iron Widow and I own The Hobbit. Those are the only 2 books that I own. Oh, and the plays. I got Feybound by Sarah Al-Arifi. Can't explain to you why I got this. I had FOMO. I keep seeing people reading it and now I want to read it. Keep seeing people reading it and really enjoying it. Now I want to read it. But if this is romantasy, I'm a little bit worried. I don't like romances. The idea of physical touch disgusts me. But that's fine. I want to see how I feel about it. I want to try and read different styles of like romances and stuff and see if I like them, because like I like gothic romance, but when you're talking about something like gothic romance means sort of more adventure, like a story that you romanticize rather than romance, I guess. So yeah, Feybound. And the last library book is The Man with the Compound Eyes by Wu Mingyi, and I need to look up the tones for this man's name. Here he is. He's a Taiwanese writer. I have read one book from him before. The book I read was The Stolen Bicycle, And I read that in December, and I really fucking loved it. Sorry to swear, but it was so good. There was this chapter in the book which was from the point of view, from the perspective of an elephant, and it was phenomenal. Distressing, but phenomenal. And the Stolen Bicycle dealt with a lot of Taiwanese history, and exploring Taiwanese history, or the history, family history of the main character in that book, and it was really, really good. And I've been wanting to read another book by this author, and realized the library had it, so I got it. So yeah, this is my reward after finishing all these other books, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. And this cover, though, isn't it great? I'm trying to read both New Zealand authors and Taiwanese authors, like, as a focus this year. That doesn't mean that most of my books this year are going to be Taiwanese and New Zealand authors, but I'm actively seeking them out. There are a couple more books. I also have Study for Obedience by Sarah Bernstein. I did have this book out from the library, but I returned it because it had heaps of holes, and then I bought it on Kobo. So I'm going to read that as an ebook. That is on my roll of reads list. So again, I never have too many ebooks on my list because I do read them on my phone, and it's kind of awkward to read on my phone. I really need to get an e-reader so that it's more comfortable to read during the day. But I do quite like reading on my phone, just like in bed before I go to sleep. So that's how I'm going to do those. I also have Kaikei by Vaishnavi Patel. I really hope I have pronounced that correctly. I've seen a few people talk about Kaikei, but especially oh god, I can't remember her name, I'm so sorry. From the Story Ain't Over. I'll link their channel underneath anyway. They're probably they was a massively popular booktuber. She's beautiful too. She's gorgeous. Loves Kaikei. She loves Kaikei, and I've been wanting to read it ever since I saw her talk about it. So that's on my list. I also had that out from the library as a physical copy, but then I decided I wanted to own it, so I got the ebook, and I'll probably buy a physical copy after I've read the ebook. I quite like doing that. If I read the ebook and then I'm like, I'm definitely going to read this again, I'll get a physical copy. And then I also have Night Bitch by Rachel Yoda. I hope I've got the author name correct. It's here anyway. I did have this out from the library too, but it needed to be returned on the 8th, and it just got to a point where I didn't have the time to read it. Well, no, I didn't have the spoons to read it. I just wasn't in the mood. I was busy watching The Untamed. I think I've watched like 40 episodes of The Untamed, and they're all an hour long over the last like couple of days. It's insane. Yeah, Night Bitch, I've been really looking forward to reading. I don't think I have that down for any prompts or anything, but if it applies to any, I'll put it on there. And that's just kind of loosely, those, like KK and Night Bitch are kind of just loosely on my TBR for this month because I want to read them and I want to get them when I can, but because they're ebooks, it's just kind of, if I've finished my my 2 NetGalley arcs, then I'll move on to those. And I will finish my NetGalley arcs, that's fine. Finish my NetGalley arcs, then do Study for Obedience, and then I can move on to KK or Night Bitch. That's my TBR. It's long. There are no audiobooks on my TBR. I do have a lot of audiobooks. I'm partway through Sandman Act 3, which is like a audio production of the Sandman comics by Neil Gaiman. Dirk Maggs, I think, does the production stuff for the audio series. I've been really enjoying them. I've gotten through Acts 1 and 2, and I'm on to Act 3 as the final act. I really want to reread the Sandman comics as well. I just haven't got it. There's always a huge list of things that I want to read, and this is why I do a big drop list like this for my monthly TBRs, because if I don't get to them all, that's fine, but they're in front of me, and this way I might actually remember to read them. But yeah, I have a TBR shelf over there, and it's probably got another like 40 books on it. And my TBR isn't as long. Well, my physical TBR isn't as long as others I've seen, by any means. My TBR on Storygraph is insane. But I do just kind of mood read as I go. So as long as there's somewhere where I can see them, it's chill. There's a bunch of classics on there that I still need to get to, and I love classics. I just haven't been in the mood for them so much. I'm more interested in like contemporary and getting back into fantasy at the moment. But I'll do it eventually. I don't really know what my sort of plans going forward for this channel are. I've been kind of just mood filming. And I haven't posted anything since like the second week of January or something, just because I haven't been feeling it. But I would like to try and get up at least one video a month. I think that would be nice. Maybe one vlog and like one readathon video a month. If I can find a readathon every month, that would be kind of nice. But it's honestly, it's not that deep. If I get one video up a month, then it's chill. I would like to do a Pokemon sort of roundup video, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So I might do it at the end of April or something. Do every 4 months kind of thing, a roundup for Pokemon. I don't know. I can't figure that out in my head right now. So I would like to do that. I'm going to keep doing Library of Dragons videos. Sort of as things come up. I think the next thing that's popping up is in November, if I remember correctly. Unless there's a side quest coming up. There might be a side quest coming up in like June or July. Anyway, whenever there's a thing for Library of Dragons, I'll do that. I looking at getting the Women's Prize long list and the Booker International Prize long list. So I'll do videos on those probably as well. Because those are the only two prizes I follow. They're the only ones I care about. I used to read the Hugo Award nominees and stuff. With the Hugos. There's been a lot of stuff going on with the Hugos. I kind of stopped a while ago because I wasn't that interested in sci-fi and stuff. And now with the last Hugos, absolute chaos. So I'm ignoring the Hugos for now. But I am kind of looking for fantasy and science fiction. So if anyone has fantasy and science fiction recommendations, nothing specific, just a recommendation. What's your favorite? Let me know. I want to try and read a bunch of Robin Hobb this year. Hopefully. I have a very good friend of mine who's been telling me to read Robin Hobb for a really long time, and I just haven't done it. So I want to read some Robin Hobb this year. Like, there are some series videos that I want to do. Like, I want to do something on Discworld, and I want to do something on, I want to reread Animorphs, and I want to do something on that, and some other K.A. Applegate books, because she's got another series called Everworld, which I loved when I was a teenager, but I want to see if I still love it or not. And I have the full set, so why not? I quite like to do a series read of Gone by Michael Grant. I think that could be quite good. I think a series read of The Dark is Rising would be quite good. And there are some there are lots of books in my brain of books that I really loved in high school and like intermediate that I think would be kind of fun to do series reads on. So I might do that. I have thought about doing Percy Jackson and then going into the rest of the series by Rick Riordan, but I'm not sure. I feel like it's kind of everywhere at the moment, and I don't want to like partake in oversaturating with Percy Jackson content, because I've only read the first series for Percy Jackson, and it would be nice to reread it and get into the rest of it, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so there are a bunch of things like swimming around in my brain. I'm currently waiting for a set of A Wizard of Earthsea, the Earthsea cycle, the full set of books to arrive, because I've never owned Earthsea for some reason. Ursula K. Le Guin is my favorite author of all time. I own 3 of her books. And I don't even own the Earthsea cycle. So who am I, for starters? I've been meaning to reread the 2 short story books that I have, and I also have The Word for Tree is Forest. I also have The Word for World is Forest. Oh my god, sitting over on my shelf. But I think I quite like to gradually collect every Ursula Le Guin book and actually do a few videos reading Ursula Le Guin and start with the Earthsea cycle. So I'm waiting for the Earthsea cycle to arrive so that I can actually start filming that and read them. I'm looking forward to it. I love Ursula Le Guin. Recommend her to everyone. If you like fantasy, Earthsea cycle is a really good sort of like middle grade sort of teen fiction, but it reads so well as an adult too. Ursula Le Guin's essays and speeches and stuff are always really, really, really interesting. She was incredibly smart. She was a human rights activist. She passed away a few years ago, and that really upsets me because I don't think I was going to ever get the opportunity anyway, but now I definitely won't get the opportunity to just have like a cuppa with Ursula Le Guin and just pick her brain because she was such an interesting lady. She did do a lot of science fiction and psychomyth and speculative fiction, and I love it. She was a wonderful fucking writer. Anyway, Ursula Le Guin rant over. Oh, another series that I was thinking about doing was like reading Booktuber favorites, like everyone that I'm subscribed to, and there are a lot of Booktubers that I'm subscribed to. I actually went so far as to put them all into a spinner wheel, and the spinner wheel looks insane. I'll see if I can screenshot it. So I might do something with that at some point, but not this month. Those are plans for sort of April, May. And I really want, so next month I want to kind of get through more of my TBR, and I'm hoping for May, because May is my birthday month, to just kind of like chill out and mood read my way through May. I do have some TBR jars, and I use a spinner wheel to figure out like what I'm going to read and stuff when I want to mood read, or I don't know, I kind of want to spend a month just kind of like chilling, using the spinner wheel and using my TBR jars. So I have a TBR jar for audiobooks, one for ebooks, and one for physical books. And I was thinking for May it might be good to spin a wheel what format I want to read. So Libby, physical library books, audio, owned physical books, and ebooks. Spin to get those and then pull them out of a jar. If it's library books, then like have a look on Libby, or like my Libby wish list, or go into the library and actually just get a book. So yeah, I might do that just for the month of May. Chill out. Apply them to whatever prompts come up. I don't even know how I'm going to edit this video. I've just sat here and talked and shown you a bunch of books. I haven't even told you what any of the books are about. I'll go into it more on my like reading vlogs and stuff, I guess. But yeah, hopefully next month I have a less insane TBR. Moving on to this, I'll see you in my next vlog, which I've already started filming. And yeah, well, I'm Eamon. I'll see you.